Salute, salute. Whew, that was crazy workout. Crazy workout. So check this out real quick. I I got a phone call today. I got a phone call from a subscriber who saw that I did the coverage on the Russell Westbrook and a Little Nas X video. Well, about what they did or whatever case may be. And hopefully you guys can hear me. And they basically they felt a certain type of way about it. They felt a certain type of way about it or whatever case may be. So they emailed me and I asked them to call me on my the Tough Love phone or whatever case may be. So they called me or whatever case may be, and they said, hey, first of all, let me just tell you that I am a gay male, and that I feel that you straight males are bullying the gay community. I was like, who, me? He said he felt like gay males always have, heterosexual males always have to have something to say about the gay community, and we always trying to check and bully the gay community. Do you guys feel that straight men are bullying gay men? And I said, you know what? I gotta go back and check some things or whatever case it be, because I was like, I don't think, the videos that I'm seeing are bullying the gay community. And he said, case in point, he said, how many of you straight men are calling out the hypocrisy with other straight men? He said that you love to point out when a man wears a dress, when you see somebody kiss somebody in the mouth, another man kiss somebody in the mouth. You had Boosie Badass say he was gonna jump on stage and beat Lil Nas X up. So when do you guys have that same energy for straight men? And I had to scratch my head. Salute, Spitfire. I had to scratch my head. I said, you know what? Are they on to something? Are they on to something? He said, you never call out the hypocrisy of these rappers when they're talking about womanizer, they're talking about drugs, they're talking about shooting and all this other stuff. But here's the thing, as soon as you see a gay man, all of a sudden it's a million straight men have something to say about it. But you never call out these rappers, whether male or female, that are leading our children astray. And I said, I said, hold on. I said, do me a favor. Give me a call in like 2 hours. Give me a call in like 2 hours. What I want to do is everybody who's talked about Little Nas X and Russell Westbrook in regards to him wearing a dress, in regards to Little Nas X being pregnant, etc., etc., etc. I want to go on their page and I want to see if they've ever talked about calling out these rappers for their lyrics. I want to see if they've ever talked about how it affects the community and how we need to do better, how we need to shun them, how we need to correct them, how we need to check them. So I went, listen, I started with the biggest YouTubers. I said, let me type their name in and let me see if they've ever addressed rappers, whether male or female, if they ever said that we don't need unity, this is not healthy for our community, not healthy for our kids, etc., etc., etc. What you promote, we don't need. So I'm starting at the top. I'm saying, okay, not on your page. And I'm just like, and I'm looking for the titles. I'm looking for, rappers, we don't need you. The music is detrimental to our community. Hey, you're talking about drugs. You're talking about alcohol. You're talking about womanizing. You're talking about glorifying jail. So when the subscriber called me back and was like, well, how you going to check on him? Hold on, wait a minute. I know you watching. Hold on, wait a minute. How you going to try to check me? You know what I'm saying? Somebody says Kwame has. I think I've seen a couple people. Like I said, it was one or two people that I saw that did address the situation. But for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, I see that they didn't. I see that are gay people easy targets? Are gay people being targeted? Are gay people being bullied? And I said, you know what? I'm gonna talk about it. I said, thanks for calling me or whatever. They emailed me first, and asked them to call me. But I said, I'm gonna talk about it, and I want to see what these subscribers say. I want to see, do other people think that straight men love to talk about gay men, but they never try to hold other straight men accountable? I was listening to something on the lead attorney. I don't know if he's still alive or whatever, but I heard a part in there that a woman was talking about accountability, and I wanted to. He was kind of talking about I guess the backstory on what happened between him and Tasha K. And whereas we've already discussed that, I really don't want to discuss that part. But I want you guys to listen to what she said about accountability. I think it's very important for this right here. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Spitting Fire. They have all the rights. Hell, can we get some? Oh, they have all the rights. Hell, can we get some? You know what's so funny? It is interesting because I seen a lot of videos talking about the Russell Westbrook situation, Little Nas X or whatever. But this guy was very adamant that straight men do not do a good job at policing straight men. That straight men do a phenomenal job at trying to police the gay community. And it was almost like stay in your lane. And I want to talk to you guys about, what does stay in your lane mean? What does that mean? Are you not allowed to give your perspective? Are you not allowed to give constructive criticism? What is stay in your lane? And I wanted you guys to listen to this woman that was on. Salute to the lead attorney. I want you guys to hear what she said in reference to accountability. Let's talk about it. 183rd Media, I see you.
Somebody's shaking Moroccans in the background.
Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. How it sound, brother? I don't want to sound.
It just sounds like someone's rattling, like a rattlesnake or something like that. But that's okay. That's okay. But I really do appreciate you coming on, Mr. Palmer. And again, I appreciate you really just sticking up for the manosphere, sticking up for the man, calling out the BS when you saw it. You know, I think that goes so far for us. If someone snapped their fingers and took the manosphere away, like, dudes would be put 30 years behind. I mean, there's so much great content on here. And so for the dudes to really step up and call out the BS, someone from another sector, this T sector, to come in and attack on some BS, I really appreciate you doing that.
That's just simple.
Just real quick, the lead attorney was, I mean, he had numerous people on the show, whatever. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing or whatever, but the gentleman that was before this lady or whatever case be was kind of saying that there was a lot of people attacking the lead attorney that really didn't see the situation for what it was, and it wasn't until Tasha K did her apology that they then turned around and apologized or whatever. So that's what his spiel was, but he's actually getting ready to go off right now.
So they always come to them types of people defense. So I mean, I just wanted to show my support, and I appreciate you for doing what you do before I do my live. It's just unfortunate that when they get called out, they want to holler, you hate black women or you hate women. The same thing I get, bro. It's no different. No difference. You wear a suit and I wear fuck child for hats. No difference. No difference.
Well, all right. Well, listen, salute to Mr. Palmer. You can come up anytime. You're an absolute brother to the channel. I really appreciate your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Be safe. Y'all be cool now.
No problem. All right. Salute. I
appreciate that.
Hey, Rebuilding. I set you down because your TV is on, and they'll flag the video. If you can cut your TV off, then I'll pull you back up.
So the lady's getting ready to come up now. Listen to what she says about accountability.
Okay, perfect. All right. Patrice, can you hear me?
I can hear you, lead attorney. How are you?
Sound loud.
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
That's just me.
I'm great. Listen, I just want to tell you, you're so much better than I am. You're a stand-up gentleman, but you know, like I said, as a black woman, I was totally outraged and totally embarrassed for that. And listen, if black women in the woman sphere or T or whatever it is, don't stand up and call out bullshit when black women do black men like that, or any man for that matter. But you know, we as content creators, you guys in the manosphere, you guys always do it because you guys are so close knit. And shout out to y'all for the ones that came, you know, and spoke up on your behalf. But what makes all the difference is when a black woman can call another black woman out on her bullshit. And that's where it needed to be done, because the same thing that she do to other people, she did to you. The same thing, and it's like it's such a hypocrisy. It is such it's like you can't take what you dish out, right?
Mm.
You drug Cardi B like nobody business. But then once and you didn't even disrespect her at all. If anybody saw that video, there was no disrespect on your part. And for her, she was in her feelings. It became a personal thing towards you,
Mm.
and that's what she do. The same thing she did to Cardi. It became so ridiculous with Cardi. It had to be personal. But that's why she's sitting in a courtroom now, getting ready to lose this case. And and for her to do you like that, though, she came into the live of probably about 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm.
You hadn't even got started good.
It's true.
And if she'd have just listened long enough and took her back and say, well, let me just see what's gonna be said. She went straight in for the juggler with you, and it was so disrespectful. So disrespectful. And honestly, to have another person, content creator, to come and jump on her side and then leave her out there hanging, that just goes to show you how weak the woman sphere is, if that's such a thing.
I want y'all to hear what she just said. To have another person jump on her side. I don't know what is the T sector. What is the T sector? I don't know what the T sector is. But the point was to have another person come and jump on Tasha K's side against the lead attorney, as if what Tasha K did wasn't despicable. That lady took the words right out of my mouth. Like, to have someone say, I'm going to jump on Tasha K's side and go against the lead attorney, and then just to, come back and do something later. This lady is she's hitting everything on the head. And I thought it was important when she talked about accountability. And this is women having accountability for women. And I believe that should be equal. I believe that when we had this conversation, we should be able to hold men responsible. But here's the thing, this conversation gets a little bit deeper, because the subscriber that contacted me today was talking about, you straight men keep on trying to bully gay men. You don't call out other men. You do a great job when it's a lot of people in person, like when we talked about the Brother Polite situation, and we talked about, him allegedly doing that. Like, we had the facts. You see what I'm saying? So everybody, it was easy for them to call out the hypocrisy there. It was easy. It's easy to say, but it's not a lot of people that's going to rattle the cages. And I think that's what this guy was talking about when you said, okay, well, you go at the easy targets. The straight men go at easy targets. You don't go at anything that's going to rattle any cages. You don't go at these rappers. You don't really talk about building a community. And here's the thing. Some of the things that affect the community, you don't try to change it. You don't do anything to change it. But when you see a gay man, you're ready to beat him up. You're ready to talk about him. You're ready to drag him. And I'm telling you right now, I think the subscriber, they on to something. I think being fair and impartial, you have to have a standard for everyone. There needs to be zero tolerance for everyone. And when you start saying, well, I'm going to ignore this and I'm going to overlook that, but then you sit back and you point the finger, I think that is an issue. And I'm glad that this lady was breaking it down how she was. Let's get back into it.
On YouTube, and it's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be women, stand-up women that are on, content creators. You know what I'm saying? Tasha, that was out of line, sis. Like, you way out of line. And I personally have seen her narcissistic behavior towards Black women, but then she want to get on there with her AKA fake ass apology, excuse me, and want to talk about, those Black men talking about Black women, because see, now she's trying to get Black women on her side. So she's trying to pull that card.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't work. It didn't work, and it backfired on her, and shame on her for that, and good for her, because she couldn't take what she dishes out every day on her platform.
Right. No, you're right, and I didn't even It seems so obvious to me that I really didn't even want to touch on it. But you are absolutely right. How is it that you've made your whole platform about talking about people? Then some square attorney, talks about what you've got going on with the feds, and now you're like, oh, I gotta drag him.
Okay, let's
when
pause
he's
it. Let's talk
doing.
about it. Let's talk about it. Hold on, lead attorney. Let me do this. Let me do this, player. Stay in your lane, bruh. Stay in your lane. Ladies and gentlemen, what does stay in your lane mean? Stay in your lane. Tough love, did you look that they sign laws for gay people? We straight people don't get laws like them. Okay, okay. Has there been some steps taken to protect gay people in reference to their rights, in reference to the do's and don'ts? I think so. I think so. But does this subscriber have, is he right? He called me up like, look, I'm gay. And I was like, I don't got no award for you, bro. But calm down. Like, talk to me. And then, I'm tired of y'all keep on doing videos on gay people. Y'all don't check these rappers. I was like, bro, I talk about rappers, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about you. I ain't talking about it ain't just about you. I'm talking about everybody else. Y'all need to stay in y'all lane. I was like, first of all, calm down. calm down, player. Calm down. You know, and I was just like, what is stay in your lane? My thing about it is, are we allowed to give our perspective? You know what I'm saying? Based on common sense, based on education, based on life experience, are we allowed to be content creators that say we see a problem, we see an issue, or we see a topic, and are we allowed to sit down and talk about it? Or is there something on YouTube that says, this is your lane, sign right here, sign on the dotted line? Okay, you're not allowed to talk about this over here or this over there, or give constructive criticism over here. You know, and then, you know, we kind of went back and forth a little bit, but it was respectful. Salute to him. It was respectful. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that what he said had some merit. I do believe that a lot of people, they're not going to say anything that's going to rattle any cages. They're going to make sure that a lot of other people talked about it and it's a part of the status quo. I'm gonna go with whoever the winning team is. I believe that. I believe that a lot of people go with the winning team because it's easier. Well, what group is that over there? Okay, I'm gonna join the group, and whatever the group talks about, I'm gonna talk about. Because if one person does a video, then everybody in the group does the same type of video on the same subject. So wouldn't that be a little bit overwhelming? Meaty says being gay is a choice. It's not a race. Nowadays, you can't even have an opinion without offending someone. You're right. Can't have an opinion without offending someone. But the fact of the matter is there any validity to that? Because when you talk about the gay community, it is a community. It is a community. You know, and should this person be upset or rattled a little bit when they say, well, I feel like you straight men do a lot to point out gay people, but do very little to point out the hypocrisy that goes on with other straight men. And I had to sit back for a minute. I said, well, let me do my research real quick. Let me go to some of these content creators, and I'm looking at, I'm looking at video titles and photos or whatever, and I'm telling you, there's not a lot of let's build a community. There's not a lot of, well, I'm calling this out. There's a lot of easy topics. There's a lot of kind of fluffy topics. And there's a lot of, well, I'm going to talk about this because I know somebody else talked about it. So, I'm along the same lines as them. But are we really rattling cages? Or are we just going after the easy targets? And I'm telling you right now, when he said that, I said, you feel like gay people are easy targets? And it says, he said, we ain't no motherfucking target. Listen, I couldn't see him through the phone, but I could just imagine him. I could imagine him waving his finger at me and he said, we ain't no motherfucking easy targets. I said, well, shit, if you know your worth, and it ain't about knowing your worth. It ain't about knowing your worth. And I said, well, what do you feel like it's about? It is about straight men not checking straight men, but want to check gay men. Do you guys feel that straight men don't do a good job at holding straight men accountable? Because I'm sure the subscribers listening right now. So I wanted to get your feedback on this. Are straight men lacking accountability when it comes to policing other straight men? Just saying, what do you feel? I feel like at times there is a lack of accountability. There definitely is a lack of accountability at times. But I definitely I see the spikes when it comes to the gay community. I do see the spikes. I do see the men that kind of pride themselves on talking about the gay community to an extent where if you talk about the gay community and you never talk about rappers and the other things that affect the community, I think it's kind of, I do think it's kind of lopsided. I do think it's kind of unfair. So I kind of see where he's coming from, or whatever case be. And I tagged Armand Wiggins, and I also tagged Shane D. Wavy, because I wanted to get their perspective. Do they feel that the gay community is being bullied by straight men? Do they feel that straight men do a good job at policing straight men? Do they feel that straight men sit down and actually fix the problems that are caused in the straight community? 183rd says, I think men check men all the time. Sha'carri, did you know that the gay community is connected to the Me Too movement? Yes, I do. I believe the 3 women that actually started the Me Too movement are gay women. So yeah, I did know that. I actually found out a lot about the Me Too movement during the George Floyd, because I was doing a lot of commentary on that. I was really kind of rattled by that situation all the way around. So I really dug in deep to the Me Too movement. Salute, real mommies. But what do you guys feel? Do you feel that gay men are bullying? I'm sorry. Do you feel that straight men are bullying gay men? Do you feel like straight men are calling the gay men out, and they don't do a good job at calling the other things out that affect our community? Let me finish it.
What you do, but in a much nicer way.
Exactly.
I'm so nice with it. So
you are, and you were
is,
too. You were too nice. I'm sorry. Like, even the apology, like, you didn't owe her that. You didn't have to do that. You understand? And then her fake apology, because I wouldn't accept it, because I don't feel it was an apology. But the manosphere stepped up on your behalf because you guys have a strong network. And what I'm noticing about this AKA woman sphere, or these female platforms, all they are is gossiping and fighting with each other. They drag each other and throw each other under the bus.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
So how are we gonna bridge the gap between black men and black women, black content creators that are female and black content creators that are males in the manosphere? How are we gonna bridge the gap if we don't call each other out on the bullshit?
Right. You're absolutely right.
So I'm sorry that I'm sorry that happened to you. I really am. And as a black woman, on behalf.
Meaty says, no, I think they're calling out that agenda that they're pushing on straight people. Don't forget time up movement too. Exactly. That lady hit a lot of things on the head. You know what I'm saying? We've definitely, on this channel, we've been talking about accountability probably for the last 3 or 4 days or whatever. So it's good to see that accountability, those conversations are being held elsewhere, or whatever case be. Salute to anybody that's having that type of conversation on there, because you're realizing that it's going to take strong men, to police certain things up. It's going to take strong women to police certain things up. And though it may seem difficult, though it may seem that you're setting a standard or whatever case may be, it's necessary. It's needed. It's needed. It's definitely needed. But I do believe that there is an agenda, and if the person, the subscriber is listening, the one that contacted me, I do believe that there's a gay agenda. And I do believe that, it is forced in a lot of things that we do, and it's riddled throughout everything that we do in this day and age, in regards to television. Hell, even, everywhere you go, there's something that represents, something that belongs to that community, or whatever case may be. And my thought process, especially as a heterosexual man raising children, I want my children to grow up in a natural state, untainted. And when I mean untainted, I want their minds to be able to develop and not have to worry about, well, do I need to question my sexuality? You see what I'm saying? I don't want my children coming to me and say, well, I don't know if I like boys or I like girls, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, certain things happen, certain things are natural, certain things just happen, and I get it. But I don't want my children to say, the reason why I'm gay is because I was violated. I want my children to grow up safe in a natural state. And I think a lot of heterosexual people, they want their children to grow up safe in a natural state. And they don't want anything that's going to deter their thought process. And I think that we get, sometimes when egos get involved, emotions get involved, we don't care about what nobody else thinks. We don't care. We don't care about what anybody else is thinking. It's only our point of view, and that's the only thing that matters. And I think that sometimes we're unrealistic about the things that we promote. You can be gay. Be gay. That's what you want to do. I think that people are saying, well, I don't want two men kissing in front of my boys. I don't want two women kissing in front of my girls. I don't want any type of sexual activity between two men and two women in front of my kids. And I think that's reasonable. And I think that people kind of get caught up in the whole situation of, well, how can you tell me how to live my best life? How can you tell me how to love the person I love? And I'm not saying that people can't show affection. Show affection. I mean, that's natural. But to me, even whether you're a heterosexual person or whether you're a gay person, I just think that, there's a time and a place for everything. I don't want my kids, listen, man, maybe it's just me. I don't want my kids to see two straight people having sex. I don't want my kids to see two straight people doing oral things. Maybe it's just me. I don't want my kids to hear two straight people talking inappropriate. Maybe that's just me. And so I damn sure don't want to see my kids seeing gay people do it. So I don't think it's one of those things, oh, gay, ill. No, ill. I think it's what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. And I think that people get in this mess like, oh, I'm just living my best life, just doing me. And I should be able to do what I want. And I think that's unfair. It's unfair to people that are not a part of that community to be told, well, accept me. I think there's always this level of acceptance, you know what I'm saying? And some people join, you know what I'm saying, they're part of the gay community because they feel like they were born like that. Some people were molested into the gay community. Some people were curious about the gay community. Some people are just kind of jumping from the straight community to the gay community. Like it's all types of people that's a part of the gay community or whatever. But I'm just saying, I think that some people feel like you owe them something. Like you owe me, and I demand to be able to do what I want to do. And that's what I was telling a subscriber that called me that said, I'm gay, and I feel like, a lot of you YouTubers, you, especially you straight men, you love to bully gay men as if they're easy targets, and they're not. Let me tell you, they're not. I don't think gay people are easy targets. I don't think gay people are targets at all. I think when you get in your mind that you're a target, some people, you ever heard of somebody saying, control your mental? Control your mental, because I think that sometimes you can make a situation worse than what it is. Like they were kind of talking about the Tasha K situation, how she made it personal, how she went for the juggler and a whole lot of other stuff, whatever. And I see a lot of YouTubers do that. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of sitting down and listening to the message and saying, oh, okay, I get it. Or saying, you know what, let me pause this and come back when I got a clear head, when I'm in a better space. Or let me have my homeboy listen to it or my homegirl listen to it and say, what do y'all think about this? Don't set the tone for it, because some people like to set the tone for a narrative, like, oh, wait, listen to this fuck shit real quick and then press play, versus just saying, hey, listen to this and tell me what you think. We have to be adults. We have to learn how to be saying there is an issue, this is how we handle the issue, and this is how we move forward. But a lot of people are just good at saying, well, I'm gonna ignore it. And to me, that's childlike. Because at some point in time, you're going to have to deal with situations. And I'm glad the lead attorney didn't come out of pocket. I'm glad that there were a lot of people who saw that what Tasha K did the first time was wrong. It didn't take them 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. It didn't take their big homie and the OG over here and somebody else to say, oh man, I think you're wrong. Oh lady, I think you're wrong. They got it the first time, man. Kudos to y'all. Kudos to y'all, because those are people that can think. Those are people that get it. Those are people that passed the SAT the first time. You understand what I'm saying? They get it. Their critical thinking skills are it's A1. Then you have other people, they not as fast as everybody else. Sometimes it takes them a couple rounds to get it right. But do I think that this guy has merit? Do I think that what he says is reasonable? I think it depends on whoever the content creator is and whoever that man is. I value everyone, regardless of your race, color, creed, your gender, you know what I'm saying, your sexuality. I value everyone, and I would hate for someone to feel like I only talk about gay people, and then when I talk about them, what I want to do is go ham. I realize as a man that there are a lot of things that affect our communities, and it's not just gay people. And this is where I told the subscriber, that's why it is important to have balance. That's why it's important to have balance. Because when he mentioned, it was somebody else the other day that said something about, you know, stay in your lane, or, you know, and he kind of mentioned that too when it came to gay people. It's like, it's almost like only gay people can talk about gay people. Only straight people can talk about straight people. And my thought process is, you know, how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about that? Let me ask the audience. How do y'all feel? Do you feel like it's a lane you should stay in? I never put myself in a box. You see what I'm saying? I never put myself in a box, and I have too much life experience to say I'm only going to talk about cars. I won't ever talk about trucks. I won't ever talk about airplanes. I won't ever talk about buses. I won't ever talk about boats. I only can talk about cars because people don't feel comfortable when I talk about other things. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel like they're on the chopping block. Oh, Lord, stay in your lane. And my thought process is, when did I sign up for a lane? When did you sign up for a lane? And I think lanes are only given when a person wants to restrict you. That's what I told the subscriber. I said lanes are only given when a person wants to restrict you. If you are gay and you do a level of fuckery, I should be able to have an opinion about it. I should be able to give a perspective about it or whatever, respectfully. If you are straight and you do some fuckery, I should be able to give a perspective about it. I should be able to have an opinion about it. But I think what I think is it's very unrealistic for people to say, ignore my fuckery, stay in your lane. Ignore my fuckery, stay in my lane. And I notice that the same people that say ignore my fuckery, stay in your lane, they all in other lanes as well. They all in other lanes as well. You know what I'm saying? And I be scratching my head because I be trying to see in the comments or whatever the case may be, are you going to call it out? Are you going to call it out? Are you going to call it out? But I see a lot of people, man, you know what I'm saying, in reference to like being a part of the gay community or whatever. I know a lot of good people. I know a lot of good-hearted people, successful people. And my thought process is, you know, I would hate for you guys to feel that, you know, heterosexuals don't understand that you want to be heard. I think everybody wants to be heard. I think everybody wants to be heard. I think everybody wants to feel that what they say matters, that their life counts, that their opinion is special, and they want that little piece of attention for themselves. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes things can be blown out of proportion. Things can be looking a little bit, you know, hazy, whatever. And I could hear the passion in his voice. I could hear the passion in his voice. I knew that this topic he was serious about, and it wasn't about he was trying to be disrespectful. I could hear the passion in his voice, but there is some validity to what he's saying. And I listen to, you know what I'm saying, it is one thing to talk about a topic. Like if I say something, if I address black women, if I address it in such a manner where it looks like I'm bashing black women, then it's a problem. If I talk about black men, if I address it in such a manner where it looks like I'm bashing black men, if I address the gay community, if I address it in such a manner where it looks like I'm bashing them, then I think people will get offended, and they have every right to say, well, hey, stop the fuck shit, dude. That's not right. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you listen to a lot of these content creators who say, well, hey, look at these gay dudes, look at these gay dudes, look at these gay dudes, and look what they're doing, and look what they're doing. To me, I say, keep the same energy when you talk about those rappers. Keep the same energy when you're talking about heterosexual women bashing heterosexual men bashing heterosexual women. Keep that same that same disgust, that same tenacity, that same courage, that same energy. I think it's only fair. And I think that's what that guy was trying to tell me. You know, they're not keeping the same energy. They're so disgusted to see Lil Nas X pretend like, you know what I'm saying, he's pregnant. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't agree with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to even tell him, like, I don't agree with that. To me, it puts, imagine our children and the things that they have to deal with right now. Just being exposed to all this stuff on social media. And then we throw that image out there. What the fuck is this? Can I get pregnant? Oh, being pregnant would probably be cool. Like, I mean, to me, it creates thoughts that you don't really need a child to have. I think that, again, it's amazing to me how irresponsible people are on their platforms. And it's even more amazing to me when you talk about it and then you'll have someone come back and say, stay in your lane. Well, you know what's so funny? If I was to sit here and I was to talk about how bad Lil Nas X is and how bad Russell Westbrook is and the rest of these guys is doing all of this stuff, right? I don't think it'll be too many people that say stay in my lane. I don't think so. I don't think it would be a lane that I would need to stay in. I don't think so. But I think that if I was to go at someone, if I was to correct someone on X, Y, Z, I think now, stay in your lane, stay in your lane. But my thought process is, who signed up for a lane? I'm not in a lane, I'm on a highway. This is my fucking highway. You should be on your own highway too. Media says if you type in children's songs on YouTube, scroll down 3 songs, and Lil Nas X video pops up. Ooh. But isn't that what we should be talking about? Isn't that what we should be complaining about, starting petitions about? Why is this here? What sense does that make? I'm gonna be honest with you, Meaty, that's the first time I ever heard of that. That's the first time I ever heard of that. You see what I'm saying? So my thought process is, obviously there are more things to talk about. There are more relevant things to talk about. If we have this responsibility to our subscribers and as men and as women to say, you know what, this is how I feel. Everybody got kind of different kinds of channels. Everybody has different kinds of channel, and depending on what you find, everybody don't want anything intellectual. Some people just want some fuck shit. I'm not going to subscribe to anything that's going to make me think. I don't want to have a conversation. I just want to be entertained. I don't care what you're doing. Just entertain me. Play with a monkey's balls. I don't care what you do. Just entertain me. All right. Let me sip and just entertain me. Go ahead. Start. I'll give you a donation. Start. What's your super chat? What's your Cash App? I got you. I didn't splash. I almost died in here. I'm almost blind. I'm about to do a video about the blind. So yeah, everybody subscribes to different narratives, and I realize that, and as I get kind of more accustomed to YouTube and kind of how it works or whatever case may be, I realize that. But a lot of people ain't never really been challenged. Salute. Lady Snoop, what's going on, Lady Snoop? I like Lady Snoop. Lady Snoop is cool. And salute to all the other content creators, man. We are definitely, I'm telling you right now, man, I'm proud of a lot of people on YouTube, because I think that they promote their content to the best of their ability, and they don't try to go too far left and too far right or whatever. So, salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. Definitely salute to y'all. But I'm telling you right now, I feel like anytime that you talk based on what the subscriber said about gay people or whatever case to be. Hopefully I can say this. Hopefully, because the last time I gave some constructive criticism, hopefully I can say this. Try not to talk like you disgusted. You know what I'm saying? Like, try not to talk like you disgusted. You know, and I'm not demanding you. I'm not telling you what to do on your platform. I'm just saying, try not to. If someone says that they're gay or there's a situation that's gay, don't act like you're so disgusted to where that you can't have the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be so disgusted past the conversation. You know, and I think a lot of people, and I get where you're coming from, and I know it kind of, to be honest with you, man, you know, I know that a lot of gay men are kind of really tapped into their emotions. You know, and I can tell that he was emotional. He was like, y'all, you know, y'all keep on bashing gay men, and I'm tired of it. You know, y'all straight men, you know, you never had that same energy for another man, another straight man, but you got it for a gay man. And I was like, man, I wish you didn't feel like that. Like I was hurt a little bit because I was like, I wonder, did he reach out to anybody else? Or maybe he just thought, you know, hey, you would be somebody that would understand what I'm talking about. You would take the time to listen. And I took the time to listen, and I understand. Let me talk to him. I understand your passion. I get it. And it is fair that if I'm going to talk about the gay community or actions that I think that are gay, then it's only fair that I hold other men responsible. And that's exactly what I've been talking about and exactly what I've been doing. I've been catching some heat rounds. You know, I got people calling me names and stuff, but the fact of the matter is, you are exactly right. Hold everyone to the same standard, whether they men, women, children, this community, that community, hold everyone to the same standard across the board. You're not in a lane. Anybody that thinks that you're in a lane, you only can talk about news. You only can talk about politics. This channel is for talking about the tough conversation. If the tough conversation has to do with homosexuality, then that's the conversation. If the tough conversation has to do with economics, then that's the conversation. We are not in a lane. If you are a part of the Tough Love family, let me explain something. You are not in a lane. This is our motherfucking highway. Do you understand? We can swerve, we can take a nap, we can set up a goddamn picnic table. This is our lane. We can stop when we want, we can speed when we want. If you like to smoke weed, then you smoke weed. You want to drink and drive, you can. You are on your own shit. You own your own shit. You talk about how what you need to talk about. But the thing about it is, it's not just talking about it surface level. It's not talking about it because, oh, my big homie over there talking about it, or this is gonna get me a lot of views and subscribers. No, it's about actually talking about things and promoting solutions. So let's promote a solution right now. Let's promote a solution. The same energy that you apply to exposing things that are easy and talking about things that basically go with the narrative of what everybody else is talking about is the same way that you should look and hunt for those tough topics. People talk about Hassan Campbell, Dr. Umar Johnson, Brother Polite. These are easy targets. These are surface level conversations because so many people that had these conversations. Dive deeper. Challenge yourself to dive deeper. Expect more. Dive deeper. A lot of people are going to stay at the surface, and I get it. A lot of people don't. Listen, I'm not peeling back the onion on this. I'm not getting all down into the weeds. I'm just going to do this. I want to get my likes and I want to get my subscribers, and I'm going to be out. And I get it. That's why channels like this exist. I get it. I get it. I get it. And that's why that subscriber who said, hey, I'm a gay black male, and I feel like you men, you straight men, are taking advantage and trying to bully gay men. I could have hung up the phone. Click, who you talking? I know goddamn well you ain't talking to me. Let me tell your gay. No. But the fact of the matter is, I get it. I get it, man. It takes courage to stand alone and do something. It takes courage. It takes courage to call somebody and you don't know how they're going to respond to you. You see what I'm saying? To reach out and say, man, I got an issue. Let me call you up. Dude, I got heterosexual men that would rather make a video than call me up. Heterosexual men that would rather make a video than email and say, hey, as men, let's speak. But I got a gay man setting the example and setting the tone. Wow. Wow. No, I ain't got no problem with that. Salute to you. Salute to you. Saying whether I'm gay or not. You see what I'm saying? Whether I'm black or not, I'm a man. He didn't say he was an alpha man. He didn't say he was a high value man. He said I'm a gay man. I said, all right. I didn't care. But I understood where he was coming from. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. When you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, fixing the community, and you're talking about these rappers or whatever, have the same disgust, have the same disdain. Hey, you're weaponizing this. You know what I'm saying? You're promoting this. You can't jump out the window when you see a guy in a dress. You can't, oh, F them gay people and they doing this in the agenda. Yeah, we understand. We understand that there is a gay agenda. Anybody that doesn't think that, then, hey, let's have a conversation. But I do believe that there is a narrative being pushed in our society where it's saying it is okay to be gay. Now, here's the thing. It's okay to be gay. But I think it's an influence to be gay. That's different. That's different. People are being influenced, encouraged, coerced. That's different. If you 5 years old, you shouldn't be like, oh girl, I'm about to kiss some girls. Like, no. So I'm hoping that you guys understand my perspective on this. I'm glad that the subscriber reached out to me. I encourage other people to reach out. I encourage the tough conversations on other platforms. Again, fair use. I was using the lead attorney's commentary or whatever. He had an awesome live today or whatever, and I'm glad that he was able to give the backstory about what happened between him and Tasha K or whatever case may be. And I'm so proud of the man. I'm telling you, if this means anything to y'all, I'm so proud of the people that got it the first time. It says a lot about your character. It says a lot about your common sense. You don't have to have a PhD to have good common sense. And to see that obviously Tasha K was out of line. So there was no need to go at the lead attorney. There was no need to disrespect the lead attorney. No need. And the only way that you're going at the lead attorney is for one or two things. You're clout chasing, you're gaslighting, or you're simping. Because that's not what men do. That's not what men do. We have to be better. If we don't hold ourselves accountable, then who will? Then who will? We should be able to look face to face to men, face to face to women, face to face to our children, face to face to anybody in the community and say, this is exactly what I mean to say. I don't need to rehearse it. I don't need to edit it. I need to look you in the eyes and say it exactly what I mean. And I think for some reason, depending on what generation you're from, depending on your standards and morals and all of that other stuff, I think a lot of people have lost that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said it's going to take time. It's going to take patience to get people comfortable with having a tough conversation. Because me personally, I'm not going, it's one thing to ignore troll, but I'm not going to ignore a tough conversation. And I think today, I'm saying, especially having a conversation with he wasn't I don't think he was a young man, but with the guy that called me that said he was a gay black male, it was a difficult conversation only because I now stand in the gap. I stand in the gap. He's like, are you holding, are you holding other men accountable? Bro, you can go to my last 2 videos. I'm holding guys accountable. Hey, I'm taking shots for it. I had somebody just before I went in. Oh man, this person just like, bro, calm down. It ain't that serious. Calm down. But he was very adamant about holding straight men accountable. He said, you can say whatever you want about the gay community, but keep the same energy. And to me, that's a viable statement. To me, you damn right. Keep the same energy. Because if 2 men kissing in front of you is disgusting and nasty, then why is it not disgusting and nasty when people are glorifying going to jail? Glorifying joining gangs, glorifying doing this and glorifying doing that. You don't speak on that, and if you do, you don't have no energy behind it. because you don't want nobody to come knock on your door. You don't want that smoke. So for some reason, like Boosie thinking gay people easy targets, that he can just hop on stage and beat somebody up. Bro, you wrong for that. And you setting a narrative and a tone, spitting out rhetoric that, you know what, if you're a straight male and you don't like something, or a straight female and you don't like something, you know what I'm saying, if you don't like somebody and how they're doing their sexuality or promoting it, cause them physical harm. And that's why I said there's so many people being irresponsible with their platform. But you got motherfuckers that'll tell you, stay in your lane, don't say nothing about it. They can do whatever they want to do over there. If your neighbor across the street had a meth lab, was addicts all around, and you lived across the street, right? Should you be quiet? Should you not say nothing about it? Even though you know it's wrong, even though you can see it, should you be quiet and not say anything about it? Or should you be responsible enough to say, you know what, I don't want one of these meth addicts to mess with my kids. I don't want this shit to blow up and blow something through my house. So the fact of the matter is, it's so funny when people want you to stay in your lane. It's like, stay in your lane when it's beneficial for me. Stay in your lane. Be mindful of those people who tell you to stay in your lane, because it's not beneficial for them. What you're saying is going to strike a nerve. It's going to press certain buttons. It's going to reveal certain truths. It's going to make them face the goddamn facts. So be mindful of those people that tell you, stay in your lane. How the hell are you going to tell me to stay in my lane? I'm in a 747. This whole shit is my goddamn lane. Tough Love family, we building. We building. We building. We having conversations that matter. We're not doing a whole lot of reaction videos to what this celebrity said or what this celebrity did or whatever case may be. We building. We're building upon conversations. I'm hoping that everybody that's a part of the LGBTQ community, I'm hoping that they understand exactly where I'm coming from. You can do and be whatever you want to be. Just be respectful with it. You are exactly right. The same energy that I put in pointing out certain things that's a part of your community or of your community, I should do the same thing to my community. I should hold those same men in my community or of my community, of my sexuality, responsible. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Love. I'm Mario J. Until next time, straight men, start holding other people responsible, not just gay men. Peace.